weekend, the eyes of the nation were on Anambra State as residents cast their ballots in a fiercely contested governorship election. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, declared Professor Chukwuma Soludo of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, the winner, securing 422,664 votes. Today on Panorama, we will be joined by the spokesperson, Southeast Youth Stakeholders Forum, Onwarisa Gerald, to review the outcome of the Anambra governorship election and what this means for Nigeria's electoral integrity. I am Elizabeth Omori. Welcome to Panorama. We begin with electricity matters. The federal government says it will support vulnerable customers who cannot afford to pay full cost of electricity when cost-reflective tariff is implemented. Managing Director of the Nigerian Independent System Operator, Abdubelo Mohammed, said this at a round table with the power correspondents in Abuja with the theme Cost-Reflective Tariff versus Energy Poverty, finding a pricing balance in Nigeria's power sector. Stakeholders agree that while cost-reflective tariff is necessary for the growth of the sector, there must be improvement in availability and quality in electricity supply. Also, challenges of technical and commercial losses should be addressed and grid be decentralized to reduce transmission losses, while investment in distribution network, especially transformers and metering, be increased. In other news, the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Professor Nantawe Iwada, has restated the commitment of the present administration to promoting freedom of worship by adherents of all religions and dismissed any allegation of Christian persecution in the country. He stated this in Akwanga, Nasarawa State, and he called on people of all faiths to unite against enemies of the country. Aliu Tijani reports.
Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, is in Akwanga as a guest at the Ekwa Executive Retreat with the theme, Etiology of Dissent, repositioning Ekwa for subversive engagement, while assuring the church of the federal government commitment. APC National Chairman tasked the church to use the pulpit and preach peace, tolerance and harmony by people of all faiths. The present administration of President Bola Tinubu, he says, runs an all-inclusive government that does not discriminate against any religion, as he calls on both Christians and Muslims to coexist peacefully.
By the grace of God, we will continue to pray for our leaders.
The church is standing with us in prayers. We acknowledge the challenges that we have in the country as a government, and the president has always said that he's out to ensure that we stamp out all form of violence against people, regardless of their faith, and to give equal opportunity for every Nigerian.
The APC National Chairman says in the last 2.5 years of the Renewed Hope administration, the federal government has continued to roll out interventions to mitigate impact of some economic policies, as well as support for medium and small-scale enterprises. Aliu Tijani, NTA News.
Now let's shift attention to the just concluded Anambra governorship election. In this report, political correspondent Mia Ogidi gives us the outcome of the election.
2.8 million voters in 5,718 polling units, deciding the fate of 16 candidates, and only one will win to occupy the #1 seat in Anambra State.
Everybody did their own best. The canvassing was at maximum, the adverts was at maximum, both on social media and everything. And INEC equally did their own part by trying to curtail everything, and the election in summary was a success.
That Soludo Charles Chukwuma of the APGA, having satisfied the requirement of the law and scored the highest number of votes in this election, is hereby declared the winner and returned elected.
I want to say it again and again loudly. that with this trust, in partnership, we, over the next 4 years, can say loudly that we ain't seen nothing yet. We ain't seen nothing. As I promised you, we're turning on to gear 4. The Anambra spirit is different. The Anambra spirit is what unites us. Let's, in brotherhood, embrace each other, and let's move forward. I extend my hand of fellowship, and that we're prepared to work with all of you for the greater good of the Anambra. That is the only thing that drives us.
Mie Ogidi, NTA.
And to speak more on the outcome is Unwari Sir Gerald, spokesperson, Southeast Youth Stakeholders Forum. Thank you so much for joining us on Panorama.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Now let's have your thoughts about the just concluded Anambra governorship election.
Yeah, good afternoon, Nigerians. First of all, I congratulate Governor Chukwuma Soludo on his flawless victory. But I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised on the outcome of the Anambra state election. Despite being an APC member, I told all my friends and colleagues that Professor Charles Soludo will win again. You know, this became very clear the moment we lost Senator Ifeanyi Oba. That was when I concluded that there is nobody else in Anambra State that can stop the sitting governor. Because Anambra, they vote with emotions so much. You know, so for you to defeat Abga in Anambra State, you must bring a very popular candidate and a candidate that is well accepted by the entire Anambra citizens. So immediately we lost Ifeanyi Oba, because Ifeanyi Oba is the only person in Anambra State that can win his senatorial seat no matter the party he goes to. So when we lost him I just told people that it's all over. It's all over for us in the APC that Professor Charles Soludo will win again. And he won landslide. So that is it.
Okay. That's your thought anyway, and that's acceptable. But let's take it outside Anambra election this time around. You know, many said vote buying and inducement are key elements, in any political landscape. But some school of thought will tell you this isn't right at all. But in all of this, shouldn't the mandates be the focus for the electorate?
This is a problem. This is a very big problem.
Okay.
Vote buying, you know. But you will see you will see citizens tell you that their votes doesn't count. And I keep asking them, if your votes don't count, why do these politicians bring out money during the election and give you to vote for them? If your vote doesn't count, what it simply means is that your vote counts. You understand? The earlier citizens start taking elections very seriously, the better for us. Aside from vote buying, you can bear with me that during the just concluded Anambra State election, some people were seen playing football on election day. Election was good. Close to a polling unit, they were playing football. But they will be the ones on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and social media, and be crying that politicians are not doing well, politicians are bad, you know. But on election day, you have your PVC, you are playing football. So vote buying should be a very criminal offense that should be taken seriously.
Yes.
Because if you watch what happened from the information gathered from it's not just Abga that were inducing people with money. You will see all other political parties were giving people money to vote for them. It was just like winner, the highest bidder, you know, takes it all. It is so bad. But aside from vote buying, you know, there are a lot of things about this Anambra State election. You know, vote buying simply means that the candidates don't trust themselves, they don't trust their capacity, you know, because I don't understand why a sitting governor will be giving money out, you know, for citizens to vote for him. If you have performed very well, you won't even need to bring out a kobo to give citizens to vote for you.
The records would show.
You said?
I said the records would show.
Of course, the records will show. People will be happy to vote for. People will even bring out their own money to support you. Do you understand? So for what we are seeing is ridiculous for people to be inducing Nigerians with money to vote for them. It simply shows that we are not serious. We are not serious.
We need to change the narrative.
We really need to change the narrative. And youths must change the narrative, because who are collecting this money? Youths. Who are those giving the money to go and deliver? Youths. You understand? Until we start changing the narrative, we as youths, to change the narrative that this is not good. You know, we vote for the right candidate instead of collecting money, or, you know, it's unbelievable, but this is where we are.
All right, now, in changing the narrative, there's another issue, the issue of voter apathy.
Yeah.
This is a serious concern. Now, you mentioned not quite long that some persons were actually playing football. How can this be addressed? Because the electorate must perform their civic duty.
I have
which
asked,
is everybody's concern.
Yeah. I've engaged a lot of youths about this voter apathy, and it is worse in Anambra State. Anambra people take presidential election serious than the Guba election. They will leave everything they are doing during presidential election and travel to go and vote. But during Guba election, they have this laissez-faire attitude that they don't care. Just few people vote. If you check, I was watching as at 9 a.m. on election, the only people from 50 to 80s are coming out to vote. The young people are not there. You know, they don't really take elections serious in Anambra State. And this voter apathy, it has been there even since 2013. If you check the records of Anambra election, you will find out that I think this election is even better than the last one. The last one was like 10%.
Okay.
You know, so I don't know. I don't know what the problem is, but I just have this feeling, because when I ask people, why don't you people come out to vote? What they keep telling me is that they have lost hope in the system, they have lost hope in the government, that government will not, even if they vote, another person will win and they will be asked to go to court. That's hard nonsense. People have to come out and vote and wait for the result to be declared. You know, they have to be serious. You know, when they voted Peter Obi during presidential election, did he not reflect in the election? It reflected in the results. You know, just that we have to be extremely serious, especially way from the Southeast. We have to take politics. Politics is a very serious business. We have to take it very seriously, because power is not served a la carte. You have to take power. You have to come out and vote. You have to protect your votes and make sure it's announced before you can go home. You can't just be on social media and be making noise, and when it's election day, you
sit down at home doing nothing. All right, let me comment there. You know, if you look at the population, the number of persons that came out, the age grade that came out for that election, you'll find out that we have more of the elderly that came out for that election to cast their ballots. Now, this challenge is not just peculiar. It is everywhere. It is a global concern that must be addressed. In addressing this, now, I want to ask you, because you said earlier that you deal more with the youths. Now, let's change this narrative, because 2027 is crawling in gradually. How do we change this narrative ahead of 2027?
The only way we can change the narrative is to continue sensitizing Nigerians and continue to tell the youths the need and how important it is for them to go and vote. In Anambra, most of them are businessmen and women. Mm-hmm. The young people, they will say, government cannot do anything for us, let's go and hustle and make our money. But what they forget is, you can never change your state from the money you make in business. It's only government that can change your state. It's only government that will bring the basic amenities. It's the only government that will do your road. It's only government that will provide you electricity. So you have to hold people in power accountable. You cannot say because you are doing business. Now look at Anambra State. Despite all the billionaires, everybody is almost, there is no family you don't see a billionaire. But are they progressing? This simply shows that it's only government that can change the country. So we must hold the government accountable. So Nigeria, especially Anambra people, going forward to 2027, they have to understand that their vote is their power and is their strength. Well, in the politics side of it, Governor Soludo won landslide, not because he performed, not because he was very good in his first tenure, but he played the politics very well. He automatically became a progressive in APGA. If you check the APC hierarchy and even the presidency, they were like, they didn't even care much about the Anambra State election. Soludo is the friend of APC. Soludo is a friend of the presidency. So he played his cards very well. Politics is about structure and about, calculation. It's not really about performance. If you want to win an election, Nigerians don't vote you because of performance. They vote structure and they vote calculation. So Soludo did his calculation very, very well.
All right. Mr. Unwari, Sir Gerard, I want to thank you so much for joining us. I wish we had a longer time to talk about this, but I want to thank you so much for giving us your thoughts on the just concluded election. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
You're still watching Panorama on NTA, reaching you live from Abuja. Let's take a break there. More to come.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree, we sway in colors, with undying demand. We make solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Ethnicity is unique, we have more than just a nation.
We are Nigeria, strengthening unity, we know they carry lives. We are Nigeria, together live the dream of a land with great destiny. We are Nigeria.
I am the real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
This is Panorama on NTA. The federal government has promised to ensure the speedy completion of the Abuja-Kano highway and expressed concern over the rising cases of vandalism and misuse of newly constructed and ongoing road projects. Minister of State for Works issued the warning during an inspection of the ongoing Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano road project. Usman Zubair reports.
The ongoing construction of the Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Expressway will span about 418 kilometers. The project is a vital transportation artery that connects the Federal Capital Territory to over 12 states. This vital corridor is a major link within the nation's socio-economic zones. However, there are reports of individuals destroying the road section, removing safety railings, particularly along the Jaji Bridge corridor in Kaduna State. Minister of State for Works Bello Gurenyi, while on the inspection, condemned what he described as an act of sabotage.
Please caution their words. Try as much as possible to keep this road in good condition because of the huge investments, the huge funds that are allocated to this project.
Speaking on the progress work on the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano Expressway, Bello Gurenyi noted that the improved section of the route have enhanced travel safety and reduced insecurity. The Abuja-Kaduna section is being constructed entirely with the rigid concrete pavement, while the Kano exit, including the completed 6.6-kilometer airport road, uses asphalt. Affirming the federal government determination to complete the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria Expressway within the record time, the minister described it as one of the presentable flagship projects aimed at strengthening economic integration.
Mr. President has directed that we should plant trees here. We should put CCTV cameras and solar lights all the way, make it more conducive and more safer for travelers.
Senior project manager for Infuse International, Robert Turner, stated the company's commitment to meeting the government deadline. Usman Zubair, NTA News.
Away from infrastructure development, in a gesture of empathy, the School for the Blind in Jabi, Abuja, was flooded with hope as a passionate group brought medical care supplies to students navigating a sighted world. Gufan Shaji Ugwain reports that for these scholars, the day is not just one for checkups, but a reminder that they are seen, valued, and loved.
This humanitarian outreach by the We Care Ministry arm of Mountain of Fire addresses a critical gap. In Nigeria, persons with disabilities often struggle to access health care, compounded by stigma and infrastructural neglect.
I'm here today to carry out a medical outreach, take the vital signs of the children. We have our doctors, our lab scientists, and our professionals on ground.
It's just some of them got blind as a result of infection, and so adequate medical health will help to treat all these cases.
The We Care team presented a plaque to the head teacher, encouraging her determination in grooming and catering to the needs of these blind students.
These are children that need care and love from the public, which of course you are showing to them now. We are very, very grateful.
We came here to bring some things for us, to make our face to smile and to make our life to be better.
There are so many schools, but you considered and remembered us. I'm very happy.
The group called on well-meaning Nigerians to join in on this care vision, be inclusive and help stem the tides of stigmatization. In Abuja, Gufanshaji Ugwanyi, NTA News.
Still on health experts say early detection and right approach to health matters can reduce the current high incidences of sudden deaths. Medical practitioners say an unhealthy lifestyle is the major cause of premature death. Obianuju Unusu's report is hereby presented.
Life, they say, is not worth living. That also extends to human health, which, if not checked regularly, will bring about total breakdown of the entire body system. The increase in sudden death in the recent times has become a source of worry to many. In search of answers to what could be the cause.
Major causes of sudden death syndrome is excessive rise in blood pressure. Some people, they have blood pressure, but because they don't go to regular medical checkups, they are not on any medication to control their blood pressure. And when they take the medication, they take it wrongly.
Issues we are talking about borders a whole lot on lifestyle, what we eat and how we behave. So I want to encourage our people to try as much as possible to exercise themselves.
The question, however, remains, how often do people go for medical checkup?
Once in a year, they should go for a total health check.
Medical is important this time. People should avoid taking food that contains higher cholesterol or avoid adding much salt to their food.
The health experts therefore advised that people should prioritize matters concerning their health while expecting government to provide affordable and accessible means of achieving healthy lifestyle.
Next is sports update.
10 players have reported to the Super Eagles training camp in Rabat, Morocco, as preparation intensifies for Thursday's 2026 FIFA World Cup playoff semi-final against Gabon. Team captain William Troost-Ekong, defenders Benjamin Fredericks and Chidozie Awazim were the latest arrival at the team's hotel on Sunday night, joining 7 earlier batches who reported over the weekend. The remaining 15 invited players are expected to arrive on Monday as the three-time African champions gear off for what promises to be a thrilling encounter against the Panthers of Gabon. Meanwhile, in other semi-final match, Cameroon will face the Democratic Republic of Congo, with the winners from both matches progressing to the final on Sunday evening at the same location. Elsewhere, in the Nigerian Premier Football League match, the 12 saw Ikorodu City achieve a surprising 2-0 victory against Warrior, while Wiki Torres scored a late goal to defeat Niger Tornadoes. Nasarawa United and Kwara United played to a 1-1 draw, and the Abia derby between Abia Warriors and Eyimba ended without goals. Rangers narrowly defeated Shooting Stars 1-0 in Enugu, while Kano Pillars and Bayelsa United finished their match in a goalless draw. Additionally, Katsina United was fined 9 million for crowd misconduct and security issues during their game against Barrow FC. The club will now host feature home matches at a neutral venue without fans present, with a 48-hour window to appeal the decision. In the Premier League, Manchester City concluded the day by defeating Liverpool 3-0, showcasing their ambition for the title with precise finishing. The only match that did not follow the scoring trend was the clash between Crystal Palace and Brighton and Hove Albion, which ended in a goalless stalemate at Selhurst Park. And finally, Rafiat Lawal dominated with 3 gold medals in women's 58 kg weightlifting. Rafiat Lawal from Team Nigeria delivered an outstanding performance at the 6th Islamic Solidarity Games in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, securing all 3 gold medals in the women's 58 kg weightlifting category on Sunday. The victory reinforces Lawal's status as one of Africa's top weightlifters. For Sport Update, Amazongo, NTA News.
And that's Panorama this afternoon. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Good afternoon.